if you made a decision to run a business, you should make your decision about your pricing as a business owner. What do I mean by that? You should make your decision about your pricing strategy based on facts, based on data, and based on your operational capacity. This is what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about 3 reasons why so many entrepreneurs, if you're a solopreneur, if you don't have the team, if you are starting out, why so many entrepreneurs as of right now may not be able to afford a low ticket offer. And also, I would like to dive into this topic a little bit deeper because there are so many people who are thinking about starting their business, and the pricing strategy is always where people mess up. Always where people mess up. Either they mess up on the side of their price, like they normally don't price their services accordingly. They're lowballing themselves. I see that in a lot of entrepreneurs. So, and today I really want to break down. The fact why, like the mechanics and the anatomy behind the scenes of low ticket offer. So, happy Friday, everybody. As you're joining me, tell me where you are watching me from. And also, are you low ticket offer, high ticket offer, or a mid ticket offer club? Tell me where are you at? Because it's really important. Like, I also want to know where you stand. Because if I am surrounded with a bunch of mature entrepreneurs, then our conversation is going to be a little bit different. But I want to know where you're watching me from, and also if at any point of this live stream you have a question, or you would like to uncover something a little bit deeper, let me know in the chat. All right. So let's talk about 3 reasons why you can't afford to be cheap, why you can't afford to sell low ticket offer. This is really essential. So we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about operational capacity. Today we're going to talk about client delivery, and today we're going to talk about your client transformation. The most important thing, if you are purpose-driven entrepreneur, if you want to bring more impact to the world, so you probably care about client transformation. Denver mid pricing point. I think just starting out. Okay. We're gonna talk about mid ticket. We're gonna talk about mid ticket today. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you. All right. So housekeeping. At the end of the month in June, from June 24th till June 28th, I am running a masterclass, 5-day masterclass. You can register in the link in the comments. So what I'm going to talk about, it's going to be like 6-figure messaging masterclass. So if you want to sell high ticket, but you might have that doubt in yourself, like, I don't know how to sell that. I don't know how to combine that messaging. I don't know if anybody will buy from me. We are going to uncover that, your 6-figure messaging, in that masterclass. And that 6-figure messaging can be 6-figure messaging a year, 6-figure messaging a month, 6-figure messaging a day. Because I had clients who not exactly quite at 6 figures, but they had 5-figure days because their messaging was right, because their selling approach was right, and they were able to have 5-figure days. So join me from June 24th to June 28th, 6-figure messaging. I'm going to break it down, everything to you and for you. And also, as my gift to you, you're gonna get the checklist, the high ticket offer checklist. When you register, I'm gonna send it over to you, and later this week, or even maybe over the weekend, I will be sending the calendar and the invites and all that good stuff for the masterclass. With that being said, let's get started. Let's talk about reason number one, why you can't afford to sell low ticket offer, why you can't afford to be cheap is your operational capacity. Look, if you have a goal, if you have a financial goal, let's say this is something that I hear from entrepreneurs, like my goal is 300K this year. My goal is 150K this year. My goal is 500K this year. My goal is 100K this year. And by the way, let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat, what is your financial goal this year? What is your financial goal this year? You can give me a range if you don't want to give me the exact number, but as an entrepreneur, what is your financial goal this year? Let me know. So let's say your goal is 150K or 300K. You do not have the operational capacity if you don't have the team to charge people $200, $300 per hour for your consultation. And also, if you like, let's say you're charging a little bit more, let's say you're charging like $1,500, right? Like it's a little bit better, but like you gotta reverse engineer the number that you have for your goal. How many clients do you need to make 150, 300K? How many clients you physically need to serve, and do you have the capacity to serve that many clients? Do you have the operational capacity to onboard that many clients? Not only that, do you have the operational capacity for customer service for that many clients? Because let me tell you a story about my business, how I started. So when I started my business, I at the get-go, I started with a high ticket offer. As soon as I figured out or learned rather about different business strategies, about different pricing methodologies, I figured out that high ticket and is what is sustainable for me, because it is me, myself, and I'm a solopreneur, and I need to make I need to make my business profitable as soon as I possibly can, so I can invest back in my business, so I can develop my business and I can create greater impact. So I went with a high ticket offer, and my very first price was $24.84. And funny story, I was selling career coaching program at that point. It was my public facing offer. I still run this group. I still have consultations about career development for software engineers. But here's the thing. The way I came up with that price is because someone else had the similar price on their sales page. I was comparing myself to somebody else. But that approach was wrong, because, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later, because the value that that career coach provides was different from the value that I provide to different services, to different niches, to different audiences, like two different businesses, two different business models. So, and I sold that. I got a client, and my coach immediately said, Eugene, you need to raise your prices. You need to raise your prices. And that was I had a lot of resistance, but again, I had to reverse engineer, like, okay, if I want to match my corporate salary as a software engineer, I cannot charge $24.84. I cannot project my limiting beliefs about money on my customers. I cannot treat my buyers like not buyers. Let me say it again. I cannot treat my buyers, my potential customer, as non-buyers, because they made a purchase before, they bought something before, so they are capable buyers. They can buy stuff. And the pricing at this point is just in my head. the another problem that I had to solve, a different problem that I had to solve, is a market fit. What market, what niche, what market I can market my services, who can afford it, right? Because it's a different conversation, because it's never about the price. Like being too expensive, it is very relevant thing, right? For one market, you might be very expensive. For another market, you might be a little bit cheap. I actually had like a lot probably a month ago, I had a consultation with somebody, and that lady said, like, I'm sorry, your offer is a little bit too cheap for me, and I have concerns that it's a little bit too elementary. I'm like, okay, but what prices are you targeting? I'm like, oh, I'm looking for like very high level, like 50K plus masterminds. This is what I'm looking for. And I was like, dang, like I had never had that kind of price objections when people said that your services are too cheap. And it depends who you market to, who you market to. And let me tell you something. People who have money, highly sophisticated audiences, highly sophisticated niches are severely, severely underserved. Severely underserved. Because a lot of entrepreneurs, they have limiting belief, especially when we're starting. We have limiting beliefs around money, and we are targeting and we're fighting for low ticket offer or for cheaper offer prices, and everybody is competing for that market. So that's the thing. Another like reason number two why you can afford a low ticket offer is how do I put this? If you wanna create a if you wanna create a transformation for somebody, you diminishing your value. And on Tuesday we talked about it. You diminishing the value of your program. You diminishing the value of your services when you lowering the price of your offer. So if you so I read the book $1 Million Offers by Alex Hermosi, and he provided a really, really wonderful example. There was an experiment. Um, a group of people were giving taste like two different groups of people, right? Are given the same wine, but one group was told that this wine was very expensive, and another group was told that that wine was really cheap. And they asked about the opinion of that wine. A group that received a message that the wine was very expensive said it's the best wine they ever had. The group who received a message that that wine is on the cheaper scale said like that wine was okay, or that wine was but it was essentially the same wine. Also, in NLP, neuro linguistic programming, it's a therapeutic approach. Like I'm not gonna go into that. And there's a saying: people eat words. Because one psychologist, the name is escaping me right now. One psychologist did an experiment. He brought like cookies like to the party, and the cookie, like normal cookies, like for humans. He brought cookies for the people, and people were enjoying that those cookies, right? Like they were really, really delicious. And then that person said, "Those cookies are for dogs." And then the reaction has changed. And then the reaction has changed in the room. Because again, like why I'm telling you that, because it your price, it will drive rather value up or down. Your price for your services will add or diminish the value of what you're offering. And it's really important, because if something is really cheap, and this is how you prevent the transformation for your people. You price your offers too cheap. And when people see that, they don't believe that the transformation that you promise, your program promise. And by the way, if you don't know what program promise is, let me know in the comments. I will cover that. because you must have product or program promise. You must be clear what you're promising. So if your program promise what you're promising to people and your price they don't match, they're not congruent, this is huge marketing miss. And this is probably why you don't have that many sales. You're struggling to close your customers. And it's the value, the price, and the value mismatch. And the reason number three, you want to become profitable. You wanna reach the consistency in your business, and the way you deliver consistency in your business, and this is something that I know, is through high ticket offer. Because let me tell you something, when I started my business, I lost my job. I got one client who paid with 24.84, and I lost my job. And this is all I had to my name and plus a little bit of savings. And 2 days after, I had to relocate. I had to move my stuff from my apartment in Chicago to my house in Seattle. And 24.84 is the only profit. Plus, like a little bit like of a severance package, like from my work. But this is it. I had very short runway. I had, if in terms of savings, I probably had a couple of months of savings to figure it out, either to land another job or to run my business. And I decided to run my business. And because I chose the right pricing strategy, because I went high ticket, I increased my prices. I was able to survive and thrive and keep my business going. So these are three things. These are three reasons why you can't afford to run low ticket offer. Because if you don't have the team, you don't have the operational capacity. If you want to deliver the transformation, low price will deter your ideal customer from that transformation. Because if it is too cheap and you promise them, and your program promise is quite significant, you promise significant transformation, the messaging doesn't match. This is why I invite you to my 6-figure messaging at the end of the month, because we're going to talk about it, how to make your offer congruent. And a price is a part of your messaging. So if you have not registered yet, register for my 6-figure messaging masterclass, June 24, from June 24 to June 28th. That's free masterclass. So register today, because we're going to cover that. And also, I always provide sales, mini sales training during my master classes. So you make sure that you register. So, and the third reason, you want to run profitable business model. You want to run profitable business. You want to run profitable business. This is absolutely essential. Dr. Marsha, I see you. Thank you so much for your comments there, yo. I appreciate you. And before we close out, let me know if you have any questions, because I know pricing can be a tricky topic. So let me know if you have any questions. And as you are typing your questions, so the masterclass is happening at the end of the month, June 24, June 28. Also, I open my calendar for consultations. If you an entrepreneur and you realize, I want to sell high ticket offer, or I want to create high ticket offer, you have a business idea, but maybe you internally struggle with prices. This is literally my specialty. This is something that I do with entrepreneurs. I help them to position and price their offer accordingly. Send me a DM and let's book a consultation. Send me a DM and let's book a consultation. Otherwise, come to my come to my masterclass to learn more about your messaging, to learn more about best practices in the industry. Like register for my masterclass. But if you if you're like, hey, I'm kind of ready. I want to fix my business. I want to fix my messaging right now. Like, let me know. Let me know. And you're gonna let me know in the DM. All right. Thank you so much for joining me today. The replay is going to be available on YouTube. The replay is going to be available on my podcast. So if you're not subscribed to my podcast, subscribe to my podcast and YouTube, whatever, like however you would like to consume information, right? Whether it is on the podcast, whether it is on YouTube, whether it is on YouTube, but you would rather listen to YouTube, like the choice is yours. I will post all of the replay links in this thread, in this chat. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much. Have an amazing Friday. And as always, my DMs are open if you have any questions about high ticket sales, organic content marketing, business strategies. Send me a message. Send me a message. All right, y'all. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining. Bye, y'all.